Hello. How are you? Hey, Jody. How are ya? Hey, Yolanda. Oil equals gold. Hello. It's coffee and chat time. Yay. Hope everybody's having a really good week. I think the music's... I'm not trying to hear that in the background. Hey, Rick. How are ya? Thanks for the compliment. You guys are so sweet. Hey, Joe Powell. Hey, Lori. Hey, Angela. Hello, Jose. How's everybody today? Are we having a good day? It's beautiful at my end. It's a little bit cold, but we're making do, you know? Hey, Lonnie. How are you, honey? Love the necklace. Yeah, me too. It's actually really cute. It's it pulls down so you could wear it, you know. I love like multi-use things, you know, where it can go different ways. You can get different looks out of it or whatever. So it adjusts anyways on the back. It slides, and so you can wear it in different ways. Hey, Ellen. It is kind of cool, right? Well, you came to the wrong pond, Jose. This is just a channel to spread awareness and get to know each other. 7 days of live has started yesterday. So you're on a drilling rig. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. You're with like a whole crew of people, right? How is that? Beautiful and unusual. I do like things that are unique, you know? Things that you almost don't find like everywhere, you know? So you look like one of a kind. It's just very fitting for my personality. I'll go on little treasure hunts in Goodwill stores just to find things like that. Hi, Samantha. Thanks. I appreciate the compliment, hon. I love all of you guys. I appreciate all your support. You guys are amazing. I don't know if there's anybody new here, but hey, if you're brand new and you know you've seen me a couple times or something, hit that subscribe button, you know. Hey, Lori. One of a kind, yes. Yeah, Elizabeth, right? It's just nice to be unique, right? So how many of you went over to check out the toxicology report after we talked about that yesterday, hey? Many or no? Thrift stores are the bomb, Rick. They are the bomb. I love a deal, so. You're new, Samantha? Well, hey, hit that subscribe button, honey. I'd love to have you join us regularly. Hey, Dare to Be Different. Neil, how are you? Canadians are one of a kind. Yes, we are. I'll own it. Hey, Clary T, how are you, honey? I love thrift stores, Angela. I would love to own a thrift store one day. That would be fantastic. No, you didn't have time to go and check out the well, see, okay, so here's the I want to just clear up the fact that some people think there's 2155 pages. Some people think there's, you know, 2000. Some people saying no, there's only 1960. Let me clear all that up, okay? When you log into that document, no matter where from, you will see that page number 1 actually starts on page 46. And if you go all the way down to the bottom, page 1960 is page 2155 in the document. So the thing about that is there's still like 150 plus pages missing. So yeah, people were getting confused. You know, there really was only 1960 pages that were released to the public, and some of that information in that document is missing. So You did, but you had some running to do, so you didn't get very far. Well, the autopsy report's not that as soon as you reach the ethanol, the very first reading, you guys, right below it, it says analysis summary and reporting limits, and then there's more there, and it's really not that big of a document. It's just getting past the verbal jargon that they had written in there. I love things vintage too. You used to work for a thrift store? That's so cool. I've tried, but I've never gotten in at them. They're probably looking at my resume like, what the hell does this girl want to work here for? Oh, nothing. I just want to pick through all your deals before it hits the floor. Can I use the discount too? That's so me, that's my mentality on it. So they're probably looking at the resume going like, no, she's going to want way too much money to work here. This is like minimum wage. Oh, shoot. Overqualified. Who knows, right? It's probably what they're thinking anyways. I love you call it thrift. It's so 1950s. So what are they calling it now? I always call it a thrift store. I don't know. What the heck are you calling it now? Rummage sales. Okay. I mean, bargains. Yeah. Another YouTuber said the autopsy photos have been leaked. Well, Angela, I would imagine that those are kind of graphic and not something you'd want to share with the public. It's not even ad friendly. So, Charity shop? No way. In UK? That's kind of a cool name. Well, today I wanted to talk about the reaction and the family of Watts, of Christopher Watts, right? Because now that he's been sentenced, there's been a lot of controversy wrapped around the interview that was put up through, one of the news stations there. And it's, I think it deserves to be talked about, because here's why, you guys. I've never been one to state that, I think, she's crazy or she's to blame or, she's raised a monster, because on all accounts, you guys, you can see that the family was kind of pretty normal. I mean, like ups and downs and, had a brother and a sister. I'm sure there was sibling rivalry there. But on all accounts, from extended family, ex-girlfriends, students, like college students, friends, everybody sort of stated, like this family was kind of pretty normal. So here's my point though. She may have a different way of articulating and expressing herself in the interview, as far as like how she feels about, the fact that Shanann is dead and Bella and Celeste are no longer around. But I think what some people are focusing on is the conversation that the way that she talks about Shanann, and how little she talks about her grandbabies, and that they're never going to be coming to visit. There's, no more special occasions. But, let's not forget the fact that, like, she's lost, her only two grandchildren from her son's side. And now she's lost her son, right? Because he's locked up for life. So, you can forget all other special occasions based on all of that. But, I think that, we as society don't need to be super harsh. Like, I think that we can, pick apart the interview and, we can really look at it for what it is, and the way that she, see, that's what I mean, Clary. I don't want people like bashing her and name calling her and stuff like that. Everybody grieves differently. And while I disagree with the fact that she used the victim impact statement to sort of talk about, the process that her son was investigated and what law enforcement did or didn't do, and how things weren't just that were happening, and it needed to be relooked at. And they probably spent 3/4 of the victim impact statement talking about other things other than the victims, right? So it was really, really obvious that there was some not good feelings between the family. But I think us as the world, we need to not hate on her too much here. Like, I mean, she's a human being, and as a mother, you guys, I have to admit that, like, if my son were to do something like that, damn, I mean, I think I would forgive and love him too. I wouldn't accept what he did, and I wouldn't condone it, and I probably wouldn't have used the victim impact statement to tell him all that stuff. But that's me. But I would have I went along the same lines as, I love you anyways because I birthed you, you're my son, but I don't accept what you did. And you've taken away two special little people that were a part of you, and all that kind of jazz. I know you're not necessarily bashing her, but I wanted to address this because so many people are. And I mean, that's just not my style, and I don't want my channel to be like that. So I figured we could talk about this extremely controversial subject right now, and sort of maybe handle it as adults. You see my face all questioning? But really, I mean, to each their own. I definitely don't agree with how she battled it out with her daughter-in-law and, challenged her motherly approach. She didn't want to listen to what Shanann had to say as a mother. And I didn't really like that. I have dated guys in my life that have been exactly like that kind of mother-in-law. I was never married to these people, but I can tell you the amount of strain that puts on a relationship is huge. I mean, it's huge, you guys. So yeah, I sincerely disagree with how they got along and handled each other. I think her being the older woman, she really should have bit her tongue, listened to whatever Shanann wanted as a parent to Bella and Celeste, and if that meant taking all the nuts out of her house, well, then that's what she should have done, kind of thing. But I disagree with how she sort of handled some things. I don't think that she deserves to be hated on because of Chris Watts's actions. I mean, God, you guys, the guy's a grown man. He's a grown ass man. He's quite capable of making, his own decisions and stuff. So I don't think we need to necessarily be, putting it on her that it's her fault of why he did that. You know what I mean? So thank you, Clary, for being on top of the troll. Hey, Dana, damn it. I'm so sorry, man. I'm telling you. Wow. Yeah, no, I feel for the Watts family too, Dare to be Different. I really don't think that they deserve as much heat as they've been getting. I think, like that heat should just be directed to Chris. And I don't know why people do that though. They seem to find kind of someone else to blame in the situation or whatever, Yeah, Neil, you're probably right, but of the woman that her son married, yeah, maybe. Hello, MGL sister. Make sure you're getting along with your in-laws before marrying the person. That's a good suggestion. Yep. You probably want to make sure you get along well with the family. Hey, Sheila. How are you, girl? You're on smoke break at work. Too bad. Can't have a good drink. Oh, this is just coffee, honey. Excuse me. She's still bashing a dead woman. Elizabeth, you're right. And I understand where the frustration is coming from. And maybe she is kind of asking for a little bit of it in a sense. I mean, honestly, who gets on national television and starts like, but no, you're not blocked, Pogues. We can see you. You know, so I understand where it's coming from, but sorry, Dana. You disagree with Miss Watts too. You see her suffering too. Yes, yeah, I do. Yeah. I like I said, you guys, like I disagree with how she sort of handled a lot of, like, you know, the beginning of the relationship, the dating part with her and Shanann, and being involved and interacting and stuff. There was so many pieces that you know, that I think she should have done a little bit differently on, you know? She should have handled differently. I mean, if you have the mentality you of nobody's going to be good enough for your child type thing except for you, um, you know, in my opinion, that's not going to lead to a healthy family dynamic, you know? The point is the mother and his family didn't tell him to murder his family. No, yeah, no, I don't think anybody thought that. It's just her interview and the way that she speaks about Shanann, you know, you can very much tell that they didn't get along. They didn't like each other. She didn't go to the wedding. They, you know, they didn't go to the birthday after the nut incident and stuff. So, I mean, you don't hate. Yeah, yes. Yeah, that's a good thing. Did you know the Wattses knew about the affair, Chris Watts with Nicole? No, I didn't. That's crazy. You dislike her over her own actions. Yes, I understand that, Elizabeth. I absolutely understand that. However, let me just say, wouldn't it be nice of us to take that higher road and not carry on by returning the bashing onto her? You know what I mean? I feel like it already makes her look really bad when she's talking like that. There's no need to start attacking her personally as well, you know? And I think that the people that are doing that are like no better, you know? I have two sons, 15, 23. I would love Shanann is. Sorry, that didn't make too much sense. Yeah, that's true. Regardless of what he did in the past, he's still a murderer, and his actions did destroy many lives. But look at it, you know, look at how it brought so many people close together just from Shanann's videos and all her reaching out on social media and stuff, right? So it's like bittersweet, you know? It's like, you know, an oxymoron. Yeah, I knew you meant love, Joe, but I didn't know what as something. My God, I don't know what you meant at the end there. She does seem to be a little bit in denial, but you know, let's not forget that she's grieving. Like, I think it hurts her deeply that she's lost Chris, you know, to prison for life. Like, that's huge, right? Yeah, she wasn't a saint, but none of us are. Exactly. We all have issues. Waste time, energy, bashing or attacking someone else. Yeah. Yeah, that's possible, Loney. But I mean, if that's the case, if I was her, I would be going back on to, you know, a news station. Oh, thank you, Equals. That's sweet of you. But that that would be, you know, great if she would go back onto the news station and say something in an apology maybe or something. I don't know. I'm from Canada. I know where you're from. Yeah, you're funny. My address is up on my About You page. So if you guys ever want to send any mail or whatever. Oh, wow. Thank you. Equals oil equals gold. Love it. That's awesome. What bothers me is the people saying that he was always such a quiet, shy, normal guy, while all criminals have a first. Yeah, okay. And so here's the thing about that, in my opinion, Lori, is that he did seem, on all accounts, by college friends, you know, high school people, you know, the people that he worked with, so old employees, his ex-girlfriend even, you know, he was always like that shy, kind of quiet in a sense. But now we have also heard from the neighbors that he was yelling and screaming with Shanann. So here's what I think happened, in a sense, is he just kept sort of bottling things up and not really dealing with them, allowing her to sort of run the show. She was the go-getter. She was the social media guru. You know, she was the business owner even, right? So, I mean, he just kind of ended up sort of following suit and maybe kind of lost himself a little bit in the process, in my opinion. And, you know, that just ended up like eventually causing him to kind of explode, you guys, you know? I mean, you know, from the accounts of his ex-girlfriend stating that, you know, he wanted marriage and kids. She didn't actually. And this was like when they were younger. He was younger. He was in his 20s. But it, you know, regardless, he wanted that, you know? So, I mean, they had to separate because, you know, that they had to go separate ways. So, I mean, even she was like, it's just unheard of that he would do anything to hurt his children. So, and I don't know if you guys have heard that podcast. I don't even know who. I think, Clary, it might have been you that sent me that podcast. But some people get mad when you say that. Or anything real. It's crazy. Well, you know what? I might. What's the topic? We're talking about Chris Watts and his mom and the reaction of, you know, her reaction, his actions, and all of the blame and the controversy that's sort of surrounding that right now. But there's a lot of anger, and I'm just trying to, you know, I don't know. I'm trying to rationalize this with you all, you know? Didn't know how to do it? Oil equals gold? Well, thanks. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. I'm sure her attorney has asked her to avoid any further interviews, nothing to be gained. Possibly Pogues, but I mean, yeah, it's possible. Yeah, I don't think having the odd glass of wine or anything means much, you know? In England, we have a serial killer called Yorkshire Ripper who murdered 13 women, and his wife still visits him even though they divorced in 94. Wow, interesting. Dana says, so was Ted Bundy. Well-mannered, quiet, friendly, well, underneath raging kind of thing. I understand what you mean, Dana. Yeah, raging. See, I looked further down. I'm like, yeah, I understood what you meant. What, don't you believe MGL? Shanann did not think she could have kids, so why would he marry her if he wanted kids? No, this was with his ex-girlfriend. The two of them decided to go their separate ways because he wanted marriage and kids, and she didn't want that at her time in life. So, love the eye, Clary. Well, you know, he has taken responsibility and basically confessed, but when questioned, he didn't know how the girls died. And in fact, he kept saying and thinking strangulation. And we all know from the autopsy reports that it was smothering, manual smothering. So, What you want to see? I'm just watching because there's the beer vendor outside my window. I don't know if you guys could even see that. It'll focus. So there's a beer vendor outside, and there's just some people walking around there. So I was just kind of checking it out. That's cute. Oh, hi. Thanks, Loney. That's so sweet of you. I really appreciate that. It just got super bright. Oh my goodness. You wanted to see what was out the window. There you go. You don't think a lot of men know how to control their anger, so they just go inwards and let the women control things until they break. And perhaps that was what happened with Chris Watts. That's kind of what I'm saying in a sense too. Because guess what, you guys? I've been on that side of relationships. I've been that stressful, mean, witchy type, bitchy woman, pregnant, whatever. We all have our moods sometimes. And when we're younger, we don't necessarily handle them as well as when we're older. And so, I think, no, it's probably not all men, but and I think it's a good thing when the man's like, letting the woman kind of handle things in a sense. That's not a bad thing. But if you're not able to express yourself and you lose yourself in the process, or you don't kind of get that say, or you don't feel like you're heard, you're eventually going to feel like you're not appreciated and you're not really valued or wanted even, because it'll make you feel like your opinion doesn't matter. Your thoughts don't matter. What you like and don't like doesn't even really matter. So, oh, thank you, Loney. I really appreciate that, honey. That's awesome. I hope I'm saying your name right. It's probably like Lonnie, and I've been saying Loney. I don't know. I don't know what the two O's are supposed to sound like, because in French it's Noël. So it's more like a O-A. Maybe it's Lonnie. Oh man, me and names. Got beer on the mind. No, I don't even like beer, you guys. I think it's just because the distraction of they just got their shipment, so the big truck just pulled out, and there's traffic coming up and down the back lane or whatever, so it just catches my eye, and the camera's right here anyways, so it's like right beside it. Trying to get more. Yeah, I don't really like beer, you guys. I'm not much of a beer drinker. Once in a while, like a Corona with the lemon or something like that, but I'm not a huge beer drinker. I'm more of a wino. Would you believe that I vacuumed this whole freaking place yesterday and it's still hairs floating around? Like, it's just like I can never get them all. E. Blackburn says, was I dreaming, or did the neighbor go on a talk show and admit he lied about the arguing constantly? I still didn't go and see that show, actually. I'll have to go and check it out, for crying out loud. I'm sorry. I really didn't go and check out the show with Nate. Did anybody else who's watching see? Maybe you can help answer that question from E. Blackburn. Yes, that's true, Jody. He said he didn't have a say and he couldn't even hang up a picture on the wall and stuff like that. So, but that's what I mean. Like, I think it's good to allow your woman to sort of take control of things within reason. I mean, you can't just not have a say and not feel like your voice doesn't even matter, So that's where I say that I think it took both of them for everything to sort of fall apart, Sunkissed, you're so funny. She lives in a small town. Leave her alone. What? MGL, who lives in a small town? Me? Who? Didn't get divorced, not murder your family. Yeah, that's true. You don't murder your family. None of what, he did was okay. Don't get me wrong. Excuse me. You saw it? He just said he exaggerated their fighting? Okay. Like as in how often or as in how bad? Like I was in how loud? Like as in what? Huh, here we go. We're back to normal color. Sorry, guys. Watson answered they would not find his handprints on any other necks because he smothered them. No, he didn't actually say that, E. Blackburn. I do like to you making her question herself instead of saying, I don't want to be with you anymore. He was picking issues where there previously was none. Yeah. Lori, you're funny. Torn away from her booty. Oh, man. Oh, geez. On how often? Okay. I lost you when you called me there, Jody. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. You didn't sound like you were feeling too well, or yet you were sleeping or something. So. Yeah, that's true. Nate did. Yeah, because I mean, they had lived beside each other for years already, right? So, he was like, no, his pacing and he's acting weird and he's got his hands on top of his head and like he's not acting right. He's not acting normal. He's not acting like himself, Nate the neighbor. Dana, that's funny. But yeah, I agree with you, Dare to be different. Every normal couple does. Well, is there anybody here that thinks that Cindy deserves the hate that she's getting, is a question that I have for my viewers, They didn't argue any more than a normal couple. It seemed like they had really two different sides, like one side that they showed family and friends and her business side and all that kind of stuff. And then like another side that was behind the closed doors, just them, My point though is like for, the men watching is like, don't wait until you're that stressed out and you're going to snap like that, like, take a door, don't kill anybody, because I think, it even, it can be unnoticeable when happening over time slowly, right? No, I don't think she deserves blame. Yeah. Hua says, but who does what he did? I mean, he must be sick in his mind. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true, Hua. How, all of this was able to for him to be able to follow through on all of it is just sort of beyond me, Jody, you're funny. Yeah, but I mean, you're talking about sex 4 times a day with Nicole Kessinger when he was home with Shanann, it seemed to be a different situation. But I mean, it wasn't always like that, you guys. Like, that's how she ended up getting pregnant. And here he's telling Nicole that he's not even sleeping with Shanann, his wife. He's not even in the same bed. He's in the basement. Meanwhile, she ends up getting pregnant. And then, he's worried that the relationship's going to fall apart between him and his side chick, And I mean, that's all in the disclosure, too. I was just like, oh, my goodness. Hey, Mary, how are you? TGIS. You can empathize with Cindy as a mother. Yeah, dare to be different. Me too. That's how I feel too. Did anyone else notice in that video how white and pale his face got while watching the cameras? I totally did. You watched the blood run out of his face. He was that nervous. She did not seem concerned about Shanann and the kids in court. Victim statement. Yeah, the victim impact statement was really not done very tastefully, in my opinion, but yeah, Shanann said that they couldn't keep their hands off each other. They were just like head over heels for each other, you know. Then she left for 6 weeks, right? And I mean, he took it upon himself to go elsewhere, right? You don't even think about Cindy, for crying out loud. Think more about Shanann's family. Yes, E. Blackburn, I understand where you're coming from. You know, we're just discussing the controversy issue around Cindy, her reaction to all of this with Shanann and the girls. So, I mean, it's not like I'm not trying to include that this is about Shanann. 7 days of live, and we're going to do different subjects on every day. So yesterday we did the toxicology report. You know, we listed the, you know, ton of drugs that were found in their systems. I wonder if I can't really see and see. I wanted to be able to, that's something I don't know how to do yet, you guys. I don't even know what it's called, for crying out loud, to like switch the screens, because I'd love to be able to show you guys what I'm looking at, you know. But if I take the camera and face it towards the thing, it doesn't really focus very well, and the light coming in, it's like, so I don't know how to do that. Screen mirroring, yeah, exactly. Like, how do I do that? It's just like, how do I flip it so you guys can see what I'm seeing? Does anybody know? Cindy and Ronnie knew about what was going on back in North Carolina. They also knew about Nicole. Yeah, Lori, that's what I've heard, which is kind of sad. I also heard that they are still in communication. Nicole and the Watts family. But I don't know. That could just be rumors. Doesn't really matter anyways, you know. I still want to know why Nicole Kester was stalking Shanann in February on Facebook in 2017. Yeah. I honestly, that just to me tells me like she just wanted to take her place. She just, you know, she already had her man. Thoroughly enjoyed being intimate with his wife during CBI interviews. Yeah. Bone buried elsewhere. Yeah. And then yesterday I was watching a little bit of Jules' channel, and they were talking about the car that you can see pulling out or whatever, the red car. And that's pretty obvious too, you know. Some people think it's the neighbor. That's okay, Blackburn. Not criticizing the topic. I'm live. No, much love, honey. It's okay. I understand. Ophelia Lay. Hello. I've never seen your name here before. Welcome, welcome. Charles Lawbreaker, war creator, destruction of light, was born out of insufficient light, breakthrough, living blind. Woo, woo. That's pretty awesome articulation there, eh? Well, and master for my path. Well, good luck with that. I don't really know what to say. Carry on with your journey, and I hope you make it. Oh, boy. No, Trent Bolt was not a credible anything, and I really wish that he would have been charged with obstruction of justice because of how many officer's time he wasted, travel time. I did a little video just saying hello on my channel the other day. Check it out. Okay, hun, will do. We'll definitely check it out, girl. You got to go get back to work. Okay, talk to you later, Dana. Have a good day. Lonnie says, while all Americans hated Miss Cindy Anthony, I remember having compassion with her. Now it is a bit the same with Chris Watts. She talked not right about Shanann, but she is a victim too. Yeah, you know, yeah, I disagree with some of it for sure. I did see the Watts in the Shadows video, Vanessa. I loved it. It was really, really, really good. Some of the like I've noticed there's some YouTubers that are out here and they have like wicked editing skills. Like I'm like, wow, that's so cool. I'm not that skilled. I'm still learning and fumbling around and stuff, you know. I just was never technology was never like my super strong suit. I played around on computers. I've been in the office industry. Gosh, like 15 years, for crying out loud. So, I have a lot of knowledge on how to kind of do certain things, but not everything, and there's some pretty neat things that you can do on with technology online and stuff. So I'm still learning. Oh boy. Oh, thank you, Sunkissed. Screen mirroring on Google. Okay, I'll look at that after. Thank you for that. Thank you, Clary. Now all you need to do is put up one of your muscles, Clary. Oh, I just love it. Excuse me, one day you were like, what were you? You were like licking at the wrench or something? Don't make me use it. I was just like dying laughing. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. MGL sister, I choose not to feed into it. I'm like, whatever. It's not worth it. It's not even worth the read. There you go, girl. Whoop 'em. Too funny. Love it. Bye-bye. There were two shadows, Vanessa. I absolutely 100% agree with you. I was shocked. Some people think it's still just something that he picked up. I honestly think it's a person. I honestly feel that it is two legs walking up. But hey, Bad Bish, how are you, honey? She got wrench muscles. Love it, Mary. That's awesome. Love it, Bad Bish. Gray Hughes should do an analysis of the shadows video. I don't think I've ever seen Gray Hughes. You're funny, Clary. So yeah, I've been wanting to call you and call you and call you, and I realize I don't even know how to like do that kind of calling to like international. So we'll have to do a FaceTime or something instead, which will be probably even better. Well, we're all in agreement, Bad Bish, that that's a secondary shadow that looks like a secondary person. Hey, Toronto Nicola, how are you? That's a really funky name. Love it. But to me, it clearly looks like a secondary person. I was pretty shocked, to see it changed up in the different lightings, because it was really, really obvious, especially when you turned it to like the blue light. It really lit it up, He did a drive out to the survey site and waste 2 hours of everyone's time. That's so funny, Sunkissed. You're funny. Well, what I've noticed is that, we're not all going to be able to please everybody. There's always going to be, somebody that's like, oh, what did I just watch? Or why did I just watch this? I can never get that 10 minutes back or whatever. But not all content's going to be amazing, in my opinion. I don't know, there's going to be a few on all of our, uploads that are not fantastic. E. Blackburn, don't believe in it. Hey, Ree, how are ya? Afternoon. Didn't see Gray driving to the site. No, Dare to Be Different. You didn't see that? Gray is tech savvy. I've noticed there's quite a few YouTubers out in the world that are really tech savvy and stuff. Poking booties. Oh my goodness, seriously. Way back in August. Bad Bish, you haven't seen that? No? What'd you think of the armchair guy? I mean, he's a little eccentric, but I definitely like his editing skills as far as the shadows and slowing down the video, like the pink closet child's laughter that you can hear. Hey, old soul Maggie, how are you, hon? Four of them. Yeah, I don't think I've seen them all. Well, hello, Gertrude Thomas. I am not wearing any makeup today. And I think I'm beautiful. So your negativity, we're just going to have to kick you out of here. Bye-bye. Some people. Yeah, Watts in the Shadows. And then the other one was called Ghost Town. It's super cool. It's the laughter of what I believe to be Bella, actually. Hey, Kara, how are you, hon? I'm okay. How are you? Out you go. Exactly, right? Someone is Jello. Jello, they don't look like me. I'm just kidding. That was vain. Oh, that was conceited. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. While I don't really listen to what other people have to say, it's just never really very nice when somebody decides to come on and say something rude or mean or demeaning or insulting, or like, it's just like, seriously, how old are you? Like, seriously. I know I'm not going to lose a second of sleep over it. But it's still like, damn, really? You wasted your time to come online to do that? Wow. Some people really need some help. Thank you, Loney. You're so sweet. Has anyone talked about the cutoffs for drug tests? What cutoffs? Are they actually considered negative? I read that they were from the oil tanks, but I cannot see how methadone gets into an oil tank, or methamphetamine or MDMA or cocaine or opiates or any of the other drugs that were listed on that freaking list, eh? Manners cost nothing. You're right about that, Neil. That's true. Baby monitor could record on a disc. Did you guys see inside? They actually had a few cameras set up baby monitor wise in the house. You can see pictures of on some people's channels. You're digging the revolving door on my channel today? That's cute. Clary and I tend to hold it down. It stays pretty fresh and clean over here. We got no time for BS and insulting and belittling and name calling. It's seriously, we rise above it. Fight me in real life. You're funny, Clary. Oh my gosh. I'm 3 belts under a black belt. I don't know, Clary. Hopefully the investigation reopens. I don't know how many signatures we're at for the petitions for Nicole to get re-questioned and reinvestigated. I heard yesterday it was we only needed 100 more. So Bella, Suzanne, Angel, you're right. Bella had scratch marks on her buttocks and bite marks on her tongue from fighting and from being put in through the 8-inch hole. So why do they do drug screening? It was just in the autopsy report. It was just an analysis of the blood work that came out of their bodies, that all of that crap showed up. And as soon as I can figure out how to do screen mirroring, you guys, I'll show you the darn document while we sit here and freaking talk about it, You're 2nd degree black belt? Don't even think about it. I'm just playing. I'm really just playing. We're going to get a bunch more trolls that are going to start picturing us in our underwear pillow fighting, and they're just going to get all out of hand. Oh, shoot. Or the A-team. Yes, you got it. You've signed it, Toronto? Yeah, I've signed them all as well. Bad bitches unite. There you go, E. Blackburn. We got this. We got this. Signatures, you only need a few more on there? Okay, thanks for the update on that. I still hadn't gone to check it out yet, so. Only what was listed in the positive findings was in the victims. Yes, and it states positive findings. And then below that is all the findings, I don't know why some people didn't look past the ethanol. Like, I don't understand why nobody read that document line for line. And there's so many other creators out here that say that they read it, but they didn't really read it, or they didn't, or maybe they skimmed it or something. I don't know, but like, it's pretty obvious. It's right there. It's in black and white ink. It's right there. And some people are saying that they've seen it, like read it like 3-4 times, and they still didn't see some of this info. So that's just shocking to me because it's right there. And I'm just like, if I could figure out how to share the damn screens, we'd be fine. You guys could all just check it out right here. So I'm on it though. I've got the Google search loaded up. So when I'm finished on this live with you guys, hopefully I'll have it figured out for tomorrow. You signed it, but a long time ago. Yeah. Underwear pillow fights, right? we're just getting all like scrappy and stuff, and I'm like, oh man, we're gonna end up with a bunch of trolls that are gonna be taking this to a whole nother level. We've got to find an app for you to show us the docs. I would love to see your thoughts and go over them. Yeah, well, I had literally read them out loud yesterday, but I mean, not a lot, but I mean, some of that jargon was really pharmaceutical, and I really didn't know how to pronounce a lot of the wording. Some of the drugs and some of the terminology was just difficult because I'm not a medical background at all, So that was challenging, seriously. I was like, oh man, I'm so sorry. I'm probably botching so much of this. And, if there are people that work as nurses or doctors or whatever that watch, they're probably just rolling their eyes like, oh my gosh, you're killing it, lady. Kind of what the petition is for. I'm sorry, where is the complete autopsy report located? It's located online in the 1,960 page document. On page 882, it starts with Shanann, and then you just scroll through and read it all. But I mean, take the time to read each, analysis and what they said about it, because the notes attached to the components found are just as important as what they found. And they even give you like multiple levels, like for people who work in the field of like, let me just go to the darn thing. I'm going to sound like a blabbering idiot if I don't get my words right. Some of the chemicals that were found can be attributed to like, clothing dyes or paints or solvents or like varnishings or shellac and like all kinds of different things and stuff. So I mean, and you see that they actually tell you what levels are in like people that are working in those fields and like they're subjected to it all the time, and what those levels read, what's a deadly lethal level to have, and then what the level of the girls was. So you're a little late on the Watts case, old soul Maggie. The drugs listed were reference limits. That's not true, Dare to be Different. It literally says that the findings were positive. Let me read you the little blurb. Here's what it says, and listen to it very carefully. All of the following tests were performed for this case, period. For each test, the compounds listed were included in the scope, period. The reporting limit listed for each compound represents the lowest concentration of the compound that will be reported as being positive, period. If the compound is listed as non-detected, it is not present above the reporting limit. So it will say that, period. I added it will say that. The following sentence says, please refer to the positive findings section of the report of those compounds that were identified as being present. And listed below is all the frickin' things I told you guys about. The amphetamine, the MDMA, the ephedrine, the acetone, the ethanol, the cannabinoid, the cocaine, the fentanyl, the methadone, the methamphetamine, the opiates, the oxycodone, isopropanol, methanol, like it was all positive, you guys. I mean, there's just no other way to read this thing other than exactly how it's written. So, yeah, I know, right, Bad Bish? Those shadows are pretty freaking predominant. No, you didn't upset anybody. It's fine. But I'm just trying to really articulate, you guys, that these were positive findings. So Yeah, but the positive findings list has a bunch of like really weird things in it. And I think we can all agree with that, right? You're still in shock. Yeah. They do need to reopen it. And I totally think that if we just have enough people that care to do that, you know, that's the only way that we're going to be able to make this happen, is to find enough people that really want to care to make it happen, you know? Yeah, no, I was literally just read a blip, the analysis comment there that's right before all the readings. And I mean, that's from the coroner stating, you know, what they're going to find. You have 2 medical degrees and you read through it. You can't wrap your mind around all those different chemicals being present. I'm truly baffling. Thank you, Ree. I'm actually really happy to hear that there's somebody with a medical background here that actually read and understood that all for what it was, you know? Because I don't have a medical freaking background, and I read it and I was like, what the fiddle is all of this? What the fiddle is all this? And like I said, I don't even know if the Ruzek family knows about it all. I mean, with as much as they're going through, you guys, I wouldn't doubt if they didn't have time to go through all of this crap, nor did they even probably really care. They trusted everything to the law enforcement to handle the case and close it accordingly, and, you know, have Chris held accountable and you know, sentenced. So no, you don't have to go further up for positive findings, Dare. It states there's that the positive findings are listed below in the compounds, and you can see blood from the spleen and a blood from the head space area. And you know, it's just, I like I said, I don't even have a medical background, and I read it all and I was like, wow, that's crazy. What the fuck? Like, what, who's been, you know, it wasn't just a list. It wouldn't be there. It wouldn't be marked down if it was just not found. I don't know, Mary. I have no idea. They give the reading levels of what was found, and as stated in the summary, it says that it's the lowest amount, but whatever, it's still freaking there. So yeah, I don't know if her family has had a chance to even, you know, hear or see or read anything else. They're probably staying away from online just due to, you know, probably just due to all the negativity that's out there, you know? No, there's no fake news in that, because that's the excuse me. Can't wrap my head around how the police didn't really look into the shadows like us, and call phone pinging in the same area, but she's a victim. Yeah, I actually don't really understand it either, Bad Bish. Lori, you're saying people yesterday were trying to say they had all that stuff in their system from the oil or soil. I'm sorry, but there's no meth or cocaine, MDMA, methadone, oxy, etc. in oil or soil. You're 100% right about that. Where it came from, I have no idea. You know, some of the chemicals and stuff that were in their system, possibly from their clothing dye and all that kind of stuff. But what about all that other stuff? Where did that come from, you know? Sherry should reread Shenanigans just so people who missed the last night can hear it for themselves. All right, well, I guess we could do that, you know. Excuse me. And I mean, all of this was public information, folks, and it's in that document. You just got to go and actually read it, you know. So do you think I should just read the whole thing, Clary? Like from the start kind of thing, or what? Need to get the media's attention with the two shadows. This will help reopen the case. That's a good idea. Yeah, not naturally occurring. You got that right, old soul Maggie. All right. Okay, so the very first positive finding lists ethanol as the 128 mg, and that was in her spleen blood. But you know, many of us feel like that's attributed to her the decomposing process, you know, of her body. Can't talk properly today, clearly. Maybe just before I start reading this, I'm going to go and make a quick coffee, so I will be right back, okay? Sorry, guys. Double duty, hit up the washroom at the same time. You're making a coffee too? Right on, Loney. Hey, Amanda, how are ya? Hey, Sparkles. Where are we on this? Yeah, no, we were definitely just about to reread Shanann's toxicology for everybody who kind of missed it, just because it was suggested and we are sort of lingering on the topic a little bit still. So, okay, so as I told you guys in the analysis summary and reporting limits, it literally says all of the following tests were performed for this case, and for each test, the compounds listed were included in the scope. The reporting limits listed for each compound represents the lowest concentration of the compound that will be reported as being positive. If the compound is listed as non-detected, it is not present above the reporting limit. Please refer to the positive findings section of the report for those compounds that were identified as being present. Okay. And then right below there, it says, the amphetamines, confirmation blood. So from the spleen blood, amphetamine, there was 5.0 ng. Ephedrine, there was 5.0 ng. MDA, MDEA, MDMA, all 5.0 ng. Methamphetamine, norepinephrine, phentermine, and a couple of other big ones there, the 5.0 ngs. Now below that, it says that the head gas chromatophy acetone compound was 5.0 mg, ethanol was 10 mg, isopropanol was 5.0 mg, and methanol was 5.0 mg. The analysis enzyme-linked immunosorbent assay, the compound was amphetamine, there was 20 ng. Barbiturates, there was 0.040 mcg. Benzodiazepine, there was 100 ng. Buprenorphine metabolite, there was 0.50 ng. Cannabinoid, there was 10 ng. Cocaine metabolite, there was 20 ng. Fentanyl, acetylfentanyl, there was 0.50 ng. Methadone metabolite, there was 25 ng. Methamphetamine, MDMA, there was 20 ng. Opiates, there was also 20 ng. Oxycodone, there was 10 ng. And phenylephrine, there was 10 ng. So there you have it for her, her toxicology report. That was for Shanann. You're getting tea? Yummy. I'm having a coffee. I was up super early this morning. I don't know why. My body was just like, time to get up. It's 5 a.m. The sun's not even up, but let's get up. I was very confused. I was like, okay, I guess we're getting up. Yeah, I think that's high, Sparkles. Oxy also, yeah. I said oxycodone, there was 10 ng in her body. And then there's different levels in the girls as well. So it's definitely odd, and makes me wonder where it came from. It just leaves more questions, in my opinion. Yeah, MDMA is pure ecstasy. Yeah, I actually don't even know what it is, but I know that it's a drug. That's all I know. I know, right, Toroto? Hey, Deborah, how are ya? Have we been honored by the President of the United States today? Hey, y'all. You're funny, Clary. Well, I wonder what it says. Click on it. I'm Canadian, eh? Don't you know I don't vote for your country? I'm not even allowed, even if I wanted to. What do you suspect regarding these drug findings? I have no idea, Vanessa. Your guess is as good as mine. What do you suspect? What do you think? 100 mgs of benzo could kill you, you're saying? It's okay, Clary. I'm just like, whatever. I roll with it. I don't let them bother me, you know? Oh, hey, Tammy. How are you, honey? Hello, kiddo, yourself. It is crazy, Loney. I totally agree. If the girls have different levels, then those are definitely positive results. And they do. Wouldn't you know it? They do, old soul Maggie. I don't think it's being explained, Deborah. That's why we're talking about the taboo issue that nobody seems to want to bring up. We're going to talk about it, you know? A. Yes, the merch store. Thanks, honey. Appreciate that. Oh, boy. Yeah, we were talking Watts. We were talking about Cindy's reaction to the whole situation. You know, how she sort of handled it, the fact that so many people are hating on her, and does she really necessarily deserve it? And then we are also talking about the toxicology report, which is still a lingering topic from yesterday about all the findings, the positive findings that were in the blood system of all three girls. Slapping that wrench in her hand. Love it. The mental picture was awesome. I don't know why I picture her as like like the old commercial you know, we could do anything, you know, or strong women, women empowering kind of thing. I totally picture her as that, holding the wrench. Oh, shoot. Watts till an explanation of the findings. What, Sunkissed? Do we think Chris Watts is responsible? I have no idea. What do you guys think? You also wake up early, Sparkles? It sucks. Well, you know, I'm an early bird. You know, I'm up usually between, let's say, 7 and 9 a.m. So at 5, I was just kind of like, really? All right, whatever. We're gonna get up then. And I mean, shoot, I got a lot done by 9 a.m. I tell you. But I mean, the body usually doesn't want to get up that early, but I suspect that it didn't need that much rest. So never good to oversleep. It just makes you more drowsy, in my opinion. Hey, Burstrong, how are you? Nicole has connection, you think? You get up at 5 or 6, Tammy? Yeah, I'm more of a, you know, 7 or 8. Hey, Pogues. The taboo subject, carrying on the toxicology report of the Watts ladies. Wearing her black belt outfit. Yeah, I love it. Kicking some trolls' butts. Good cop, bad cop. Yeah, there we go. That's cute. You know, I refuse to let my cats sort of, run me in a sense. They can meow and ask me for stuff, but to wake me up at like 5 in the morning for food and stuff, like they have dry food 24 hours a day, 7 days a week that sits in their dish kind of thing. But I'll mix in a little bit of wet food for them. So if they get a little too spoiled and they start trying to wake me up for it, I'm like, no, 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 no. Now you're not going to have it for till like supper time. So they learn quick and they're like, all right, we'll just wait for her to get up and then she'll give us breakfast. Training. No, but literally if I thought they were starving, I wouldn't treat them like that. But they're not starving. They're healthy. They're super healthy. Trudy Richard, the toxicology report is on page 882 in the discovery document disclosed to the public. It was 5 a.m. when you texted me this morning. I think it was only like, what is there? How many hours? What time is it where you are right now? Like how many hours difference are we? Is it 8 hours? Is it? I don't think it's 8 hours. I could be wrong though. Nicole had a friend in town around the time of the murders, perhaps. The friend was a drug dealer. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Lori thinks Jim. What do I mean in the discovery? In the document that was put out, the 1,960-page document that disclosed the entire process of the investigation, minus about 150 plus pages only. It's like 170 something pages, I think, in total. Because some people were confused about the fact that they thought they had a document that went to page 2,155, but that was just the page numbers of the actual document. There was still pages that were missing from all of what was disclosed to the public. So thank you so much, question mark. Was that supposed to be an exclamation mark, maybe? No problem. I hope everybody has a chance to go and check it out because it is pretty shocking. You can't do the dry food to your own special diets, diabetic kidney issues. Ooh. Well, I still pay for mine. I don't have any free cat food. That would be nice. But you would like to see it all? Yeah. I'm going to try to figure out how to do screen mirroring for tomorrow's live because we're doing 7 days of live with Sherry. So me. So tomorrow I'm going to try to figure that out and be able to share that with you guys is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if the feds ever questioned Jim. It was not in the document anywhere, but it could have been in part of the pieces that were missing of it, right? Yeah, that's what really triggered me too, Pogues, is that I noticed that some of them were downers and some of them were uppers. And I was like, what the fiddle is going on here? This makes no sense, And I've been stating, like, I don't even have a medical background and I'm confused about it. I'm like, what the heck is all of this, And it's pretty obvious because of the, what the summaries say about the findings, that it's positive. Hey, C. Haynes. Yeah, if the bells don't alert you, I think you just got to unsubscribe and resubscribe. I think I'm going to do it same time each day, 1 o'clock. Yeah. Which is Central Standard Time, by the way, whatever time that is for you all. You do have a medical background, Pokes? and you're confused as well, but it is pretty obvious what you see and what's written in there, right? I mean, it's the coroner's notes, for crying out loud. It's pretty obvious that that's positive, you know? You did buy a sweatshirt, the black one. I created it just so that you could buy it because you wanted the contrast difference. I had to get a white logo made just for you. No, it was a good thing. Because having like diversification for ordering is really good, you know. No alerts for you, Sparkles. Yeah, try that suggestion of unsubscribing and resubscribing, unclicking the bell and re-clicking the bell, and see if it'll help for tomorrow. Yes, Loney, you bought the mug. I love my mug. Yeah, the body decomposing can create for the blood alcohol levels to be raised and stuff. I don't think that you know, I honestly don't think that Shanann was taking any of these things knowingly. She seemed like a pretty healthy person, you know, working out and running around looking after her daughters and, you know, errands and her Thrive business and stuff. So you don't mean you get free food. You have to buy expensive food. Yeah, no, I totally understand. Yeah. If you're on a specialty diet with an animal, you are going to pay a lot more. That's for sure. Portion and scheduled. Yeah, no, I understand, Deborah. If my cats overate where they just were constantly eating out of their dish, I wouldn't leave it like that for them. But they just go whenever they're hungry. They have a few bites. They really wish they could just have wet food all the time, but then their stool is too runny and stuff. So I mix in a little bit and that's their treat. And, you know, but I would definitely regulate if I thought that they were out of control. Hey, NYC Urbanista. It would be great to see what? Quick fingers. It would be great to see a thorough analysis of exactly what is in the Thrive, especially the patches. Yeah, who knows? We have no idea what these levels are attributed to, you know, what they were. The chemicals, yeah. Look at the report. I mean, and the chemicals could be, some of them could come from your clothing dye or, you know, medications or something, you know. I have no idea, Clary. Did you hear that somewhere? I didn't hear that. I have no idea. Yeah, but I mean, Shanann was a tiny girl. I mean, well, not tiny. I mean, she was curvy, but she was you know, she always kind of looked a little slim, you know, except for when she was really younger. You know, you did see a little bit of meat on her, shall we say, you know. But I think she took good care of herself, you know. That's not a bad weight for her height. Not all of the meds in their system will suppress appetite. The stimulants do have that effect, and benzos and opiates do not directly suppress appetites. Respiratory is depressed, not appetite. Yeah, I don't know, Pogues. Yeah, where'd you hear that, Clary? That's how I used to feed. That's how you used to feed, like I do, yeah. I've had my cats. Well, I've had my white one now for 7 years, and you know he's always been like that. And then my gray one, I've had him for two and a half years now. She was a slim pregnant. Well, and now you guys understand a little bit more as to why everybody wanted to hide this report. Because once the reporters would have got a hold of this, you can imagine the shit show that would have been created around what was happening in that house, who is giving what to the kids, and all of that jazz. Everything would have had to be explained / exposed in order to be like, in order for us to have knowledge on where the hell it all even came from. So it was no wonder that the both attorneys came together to sort of, halt that information from coming out. And that's because the courts already had read all of that and knew all of this, Time to get out. I've got family support on Monday. See what they can do. He's always threatening to knock my jaw off. Oh my gosh, Joe Powell. Whatever you do, don't even give him the slightest inclination that you're going for help, because that can really make your situation more dangerous. Be careful. What are you talking about, Pogues? Who doesn't allow who's a bully and doesn't allow any views others? What are you talking about? And I mean, it's not like we're, personally, I think we're just discussing it, we're bouncing things back and forth. I don't think anybody thinks they're more right than the other person. We're just discussing it as adults together. You have asked many questions yourself, Pogue, if we, thought that this could have been done by Chris or, where we thought it could come from and stuff like that. So I don't think anybody's trying to bully you at all. I hope you don't feel like that here. I know. Yeah, who knows, Trudy? Clary, it's okay, hon. Just ride the wave, sweetheart, Need to run, Sherry. Well done. It's always okay, Pogues. I'm sorry that you, well, hopefully we can all, get along and yes. No, I scrolled up and I saw it. I didn't think that you were being rude. I would like for everybody to get along, and I realize that this is it's no easy task for us all to do, especially when we discuss controversial issues together, right? So I think we just need to not take anything too personally. We may not all agree. We may have difference of opinions. We may have different thoughts, speculations, or whatever, right? Some of us have heard different informations, read different things. So you're funny, Tammy. Yeah, and some people are, right? So yeah. Hey, Kathy, how are you? You were looking for this info but can't find it. What page is on the discovery? Starting at page 880. I would just start at 880. But you got to read it line for line, word for word, each page. Now, ladies. We have wrench swinging contests going on. You're welcome, Kathy. Yes, we all care about Shannon and the girls and their family. As long as everybody realizes my opinion is the right one, we'll get along fine. Oh my goodness. No. We are all allowed to have an opinion, and we do not have to have the same one. And you definitely don't have to agree with me. You're welcome to have your own. That's funny. Man, that coffee's going down too good today. Have been in chat with me many times. I've been there and I understand it can be there for you. Oh, cool. Lady. Okay, Trudy, I'll just throw up my email address for you too here, hon. Just because I'm on the live now, so if you wanted to shoot me a message, you can. What are we telling Joe to be careful for? Oh, yes. Yeah. For the escaping that negative situation. Absolutely be careful. That can be really dangerous. And if they've threatened already that they're going to hurt you, don't take that for chance. Definitely line up whatever you can safety-wise without him knowing anything about it. You know, like the tips of like leaving while he's at work or he's at the store or something. You know, possibly leaving all of your stuff so that he doesn't even suspect that something is going on. You know, you can always start over with things, you know, you can't with yourself. So be careful. You need a trained Rottweiler. Nice. That's awesome. I love Rottweilers. They're so cute. Does it really, Gaelic? Somebody came on yesterday and was trying to get someone to, or no, it wasn't even on mine. It was on Jules's show, and they were trying to get her to say happy birthday or something like that in some language. And I tried to Google if that was the right way to say it, and I couldn't find any match. And I was like, I bet you that's probably not exactly what he was trying to get her to say, you know? Excuse me. Joe Powell, we are just sincerely concerned because that is no joke. You don't want to put yourself in more danger just trying to escape danger, you know? Harp all you want, honey. Exactly, Trudy. There you go. See, I love the encouragement. I don't know what that noise was. It's probably just my cat. I love the encouragement. That's awesome, you guys. And your pro pick in the middle. I think there's a way that you can rotate your picture too, though. Once, like just before you save it, there should be some type of a thing that you could rotate it. It looks like it's sideways, I think. Not that it's a bad thing, you know, it's kind of unique. It stands out, right? No fighting though, Clary T. You're funny. Love it, Tammy. You're funny. Love it. Happy to know that you have family support. Yes, exactly. A lot of organizations that will get you and your children out, set you up with a home and a safe place to relocate. It doesn't have to get ugly to get help. Exactly. But sometimes you have to do that secretly, you know, so be careful. Be smart, right? Hey, Annie C., how are you, honey? had so much going on. That's okay. I understand busy. 11-hour flight. Oh my goodness. And they say planes are supposed to be a quicker trip. That's crazy. 11 hours. I can't imagine the jet lag attached to that, for real. $46, too short. Hey, Scotland. UK. Nice. So you guys are kind of close then, hey? You went to abuse counseling for years. It helps so much. And read the verbally abusive relationships. Yeah. Yeah, once you've been through something like that, it's kind of easy to pick up the signs of it, you know, even just the small signs. The key is listening, right, to the gut instinct or the small signs, warning signs, right? I tell you, that beer vendor just never ever quits. Just go, 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 go. From like 10 a.m. all the way to close. I love all the love. The online love is amazing here. It's really encouraging. Autocorrect is bipolar. I think autocorrect's bipolar all the time. Are you ducking listening to me? How many of us have gotten that, eh? It's like, no. Cute. Sun-kissed. Are you laughing at me with the autocorrection? In the kids' tummies too. Yeah, exactly. Seriously odd. Hopefully everybody has a chance to go and check it out, you know, but I'm going to try to hook up that like screen mirroring or whatever and see if I can't get it working. For a situation like this, you feel so changed and lost. Wiser and stronger and healed. Yeah, exactly. Because we don't agree. Yeah. But who are you talking with, Clary? Sparkles or? I had heard about it, but I don't really know what it's all necessarily all about, so. There's a person named Juanita Richards that was saying that the FBI's findings were there was nothing. So I don't know. I'd like to, you know, find the place that was typed or put into, you know. I'd like to read that myself, you know, and see that, but yeah, I think that was Sparkles, you know. Maybe the mix of natural products and Thrive creates all that and gives them a buzz. Who knows, Sparkles? Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. That's so nice that you guys are close in the UK there, Annie and Joe. Sorry. Brain fart. I had to scroll up and oh boy. Ree, what do you mean in one video? Which, do you remember which video or no? Burst into tears, kept going. The toxicology report is on page 880 for like the 15 millionth time. Sorry, Deborah. It's just seriously, everybody asks that, and it's just like, how I've said it so many times. It's not far from me. That's awesome, Annie, for you to reach out like that. Yeah. Oh yes, I did see that video actually with that lilac shirt or whatever, and she did look upset, you know. He punched me in the jaw. So glad I kicked him to the curb. Good for you, Burr Strong. Good for you. I'll send you it if it's the same one. Okay. Yeah, he did look a little, I don't know. He still looks a little drained and whatever. Hey, Free Me Life. You made it. Nice. That's awesome. More to this. Yeah, there might be more to this, Sparkles. The video gave you the chills, reminded you of your relationship with your kid's dad. You used to talk on the phone to friends so he could hear that I would be okay without him. Interesting. Man, that might not be the same video I'm thinking of, Ree. I was thinking about the one where she was sitting on the couch in that lilac shirt. Yeah, Coca-Cola used to have a secret ingredient, but that got taken back a long time ago. Isn't that funny how you know, things evolve, right? It's like, oh, this is such a good thing, you know, it gives you energy and a boost in the middle of the day. And then they're like, wait a minute, this is not a good thing. We shouldn't be giving this to you. You're going to take that away. Oh, she was giving a review on the makeup from the mascara company. Interesting. You were thinking of the same one? Well, yeah, I think we must have missed this other one that Ree's talking about, though. Well, that's not true though. Like, but I don't think she was wearing a lilac shirt. She was in her bathroom, and she was doing her makeup. But I don't remember hearing any of the kids crying in the background or anything. But she was kind of jumping subjects, so I don't know if we're thinking about the same one or not. You know. Coca-Cola used to be sold at pharmacies. Yeah, exactly. Eh? Well, and back in the day, like that was your boost. Like that was Oh, it was unique. Okay. That meme, it's a mom with her kid, and her kid says, "Mom, Grandma says, in her day she used to do everything for Papa," and then Mom turns and says, "Yeah, in Grandma's day they also put cocaine in the soda." I don't know if I've seen that meme. You have to send it to me if you can find it. You can just text it to me. Now they have Red Bull full of synthetic junk. But it gives you wings. Just kidding. But yeah, I know what you mean, Trudy. She was in a huge bathroom. She was doing a tutorial. Yeah, I remember the big bathroom thing, but she didn't know if she was doing well, and the girls were in the background crying. I think she always looked pretty. Yeah. We might be thinking of the same one, Ree. I just really can't remember what color. I thought her shirt was gray in the video I'm thinking of. You'll get it for me, Clary. Yeah, they are, Lori. I used to drink them all the time, especially when I was working and studying, working full-time and studying full-time. I was like 4 energy drinks a day, you guys. Holy crap. Go, 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 go. Excuse me. Fedra used to be big with the workout community until people started dropping dead from heart attacks and strokes. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Sparkle, she's always so positive. I'm addicted to her videos. It's horrible to think she won't be making any more. Yeah, exactly, right? Gonna say bye-bye. Thank you for your love. Feel a bit better. Hope you have a great day. Sherry, catch your next live. Love ya. Love you, love you, love you. Joe, have a wonderful rest of your day, okay, hon? We'll see you. I don't know if you'll have time to come back and pop in tomorrow, but we are doing 7 days of live. Every day is a new subject. Today we kind of dived into the toxicology report and stuff like that, but I'd like to have a new and different subject for you guys every day, so we have something different to talk about. However, the controversy around Cindy Watts and all of her reaction to the crime and to her son being locked up for life and all of that, I thought definitely needed to be talked about. What page did you find, Kathy? I don't know what you were looking for, hon. Oh, you mean you found the page to the document? I think I know what you're talking about now. It's like it clicks afterwards. Like, you wish you could what? Oh, post. Yeah. Well, that's why I say I'm going to try to do the screen mirroring so I can show you guys on the screen clear as day. You guys can read it and see it for yourself, you know? He left us actually knowing her and the kids. So personally affected like this. The case really touched me too, you know. I think most of us, like if you're a parent ever, it's just so unfathomable to think about smothering your child, let alone dumping them in oil wells and, you know, for days. Like, geesh. So I think a lot of us were just like, did this really happen the way that they say? Like, oh my goodness. the effect that it had on society. I know, I think some people are like, oh, would you let it go already and all that crap, but it's like some of us were really affected and our hearts were really pulled, you know, towards all of this. And I mean, it's hard to let it all go. See you tomorrow, C. Haynes. Thanks for joining. Used to cooking with also. Hydroxycut and ephedra used to be big. You're funny. Dare to be different. Because crime just happens and no one cares. We have become desensitized. So, yeah, some of us, I guess, have become desensitized, but I don't know. I think that when you're crying over a case for people you've never even met and you don't even know, it's a pretty moving case then at that point, in my opinion. You know, like in my opinion, you're still sensitive. You know what I mean? You still have feelings, so it's a good bad thing. You know what I mean? For your fur babies, yeah. It's like amphetamine. I didn't know that. Burst strong. Hey, Cheryl Cody. I think watching all the videos of her and her kids made me feel like she was part of family. It's different because of all the videos. Yeah, I totally think that opened up the, you know, relationship to the world, you know. And I'm thankful personally. Yeah, I put the Vaseline on. I thought it's better than getting up and going to the other room. I kind of tried to think ahead. I've always used Vaseline. It's the body's most natural form of lubricant, is what I learned in aesthetics class years ago. And there's actually like ingredients in lip chaps and stuff that create for your skin to kind of be always having to reapply it in order to have the, you know, supple lip or whatever, which is not good. So I use Vaseline and it works. You said to the armchair detective, the police don't want to make us make noise, so we have to make sure we keep making noise. So many channels with the voice and platform have dropped the watts. It's random, but I wonder. Yeah, that's true, Clary. I don't know, Old Soul Maggie. Keeps it good alive. I want to see if Nicole. Yeah, I do want to stay on top of the fact. Like I would like to see more information about Nicole's involvement or non-involvement for that matter. Like if they really did clear her and all she did was drive through the frickin' Frederick to go to work, fine. But I mean, we'd be able to see that on her GPS coordinates, you know. There's been a lot of evidence not mentioned, Kim. You were right about that. I knew you meant fur babies, Trudy. I was sure that's what you meant. Yeah, I have no idea. Vaseline always for you too, Sunkist. Yeah. Kaylee Anthony too. You felt from the first time you saw her, the birthing vessel, but she did it. Yeah, yeah, she looks pretty guilty, you know. Yeah, she truly did sort of, you know, all of her publicity to the social media, you know, is what created. See you later, Loney. Have a great day, honey. Much love. But it created for everybody to have a connection with Shanann and feel, you know, like she's talking to you in some of her videos and stuff, you know, and to just really see her shine, you know, the way that she did. So many cases. What's MSM? Distract us, but no offense. Zelensky should not be a shut book. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Loney. It's nighttime where you are. Have a good night, honey. Sleep well. Mainstream media. Thank you. Every time, man. I'm serious. It's like the simplest abbreviation, and I'm like, what? Like the other last night, I was on Jules's channel there for a little bit, and so Joey mentions DP, and I'm like, what's DP again? And he's like, Sherry, with all these exclamation marks. I'm like, oh man, because it's just like brain farts or something, and it just doesn't click what it is right away. And then all of a sudden, I realize district prosecutor, and I'm like, oh, Sherry. Of course, I'm kicking myself on top of it, right? It's like, oh man. So yeah. As soon as I saw the mainstream media, I'm like, oh yeah, that's seriously. It's horrible to see her as afterwards. The cops. Horrific. So many uses. Dare to be different. I do like coconut oil. It is good. Mary, you're hilarious. No, but I mean, it was in a sentence that, there was a few other abbreviations and I caught them. It was just the one that I was like, huh? What's that one? Yeah, no, but it wasn't in reference to that, So, I mean, we've gone through the toxicology reports. I will try to find the mirroring thing or whatever, but then, if I'm able to connect it properly, I will show you guys. Hey, NYC Urbanista, I'll show you guys the autopsy report so you can actually read it yourselves, kind of thing. But if I can't get that to work, then plan B is going to be to share a couple stories from the Dead Roam the Earth, true stories of paranormal from around the world. I found a couple of really cool stories in here that they're short. So, I mean, they're kind of like, I could read it to you and then we can talk about it kind of thing. So that's the plan for tomorrow. Kathy, one other thing I keep thinking about is why Chris Watts Googling the lyrics for Metallica song Battery. I saw last night where he pulled it up 9 times, Kathy. Why? I counted how many times he pulled that song up. 9 times. Yes, Trudy. Excuse me. Sorry. Sounds intriguing? Yeah, well, the stories are super intriguing, I have to tell you. The one story is called Towards a World's Mind, the Dark Modern Myth of All. And the other one is called The Supernatural, the Last Free Space. So one of them is about Princess Diana, the first one. Drop the book. And then the other one is something else. So I'm really actually interested to see the feedback that we get from something like that, And then Clary T, if you want this, book, I can ship it to you if you want to read it, because I'll be done with it after that. Read some stories. You got it. Dare to be different. Trying to change the subject. Well, I think that we've kind of, I feel like we've kind of maximized it, like we'll see what we can do as far as sharing, mirroring the screen so you guys can really freaking read it, literally read it for yourselves. You can literally see it for yourselves with your own eyes. I am going to read too. That's the plan. What book is this? This is the author of this book is called Alasdair Wickham. And this is the cover. It's called The Dead Roam the Earth, True Stories of Paranormal Sorry, I'm trying to read it backwards. Paranormal from around the world. Paranormal stories. So I thought it was kind of interesting. I thought you guys might like it. And the fact that they're true stories, that's what I do. That's what I am all about, is the true stories. So looked up the Battery lyrics. Like 11 a.m. Yeah. Those Battery lyrics. I actually looked them up myself because I wanted to see what the Battery lyrics song was all about. And you know, it's odd. Cannot kill the family and all this stuff. I don't know. It's weird. You got to wonder what he's thinking as he's listening to it over and over and over and over. You know, not really sure what kind of message he felt with it. Yeah. What'd you say, Clary? Can't wait. I'll be adding that playback to my bedtime story playlist. You love paranormal, Dare to Be Different? Well, I believe in the spiritual world, so, and I do believe that we interact. We don't necessarily see everything or hear everything or know what all is happening on the other side of that realm, but I believe that it's there. I just read A Dance with the Devil, True Story of Marriage to a Psychopath. It was good. Who wrote that? That sounds interesting. You have to look at the PR tonight. What's the PR? When I see PR, I think public relations. My business mentality. Yeah, that does sound interesting for sure. You want to change? You don't want to change your name now, though? Oh, because of your comment or what? Kathy, what's with the wide eyes? Are you worried or something, or scared, or what? Hey, Daza J, how are you? Have I ever experienced paranormal? I absolutely have. Um, you know, there's times when I'm laying on my bed, even, you guys, and I'll feel, you know, something sort of what feels like it's kind of climbing onto the bed or something, or coming to sit onto the bed or whatever. And I'll reach out thinking it's my cat or something, and the cats are nowhere around. You know, I'll flip the lamp on. Like, just talking about it, I'm getting goosebumps on the back of my neck. So I'm pretty sure that spiritual world visits me, you know, in a good way. So Barbara Bentley is the author, hey? I'll write that down. Now I have to scroll up to see that top, what the title was called again. A Dance with the Devil. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I know I was trying to get the book Like Father, Like Son, but I can't find it out where I live. So I might just have to look online and order it or something. Paranormal is said to be technology is actually what connects us, apparently. You have to get to dinner, Ree? Okay, have a great night. I made my huge stir fry yesterday, so I have stir fry already made. I'm like, I love doing that. I'll make like one big dish, and then I'll just have like a few servings out of it, make like 5 meals out of it or something, you know? The lyrics of the Battery song, yeah, killing my family, etc. It was pretty interesting. You're now reading A Cop in the Hood, true story about a cop working in the roughest part of town. Very cool. Yeah, I do feel certain things, Dare. There's been times where I've moved into apartments and you can feel an ambiance of something that isn't right. Usually, I take care of that through prayer, honestly, Queen's husband just wrecked his car. It's 97. What the fuck is driving for? What? Did that just happen, Clary T? The great deal maker. Oh, you're back, are you? Well, I'd love to meet you if you are really who you say you are. You have scary stories too? Yeah. Marissa says you don't get the battery song. Yeah. Interesting, right? It's kind of weird to think about what Chris was thinking about listening to that. Was he thinking about his extended family, like, or his immediate family, or like, it just happened today? Oh my goodness, that's crazy. The Duke of Edinburgh. Wow. Your dad's birthday's coming up soon. He passed away 2 years ago. There were two things that happened to me yesterday. Dad or scary ghost. Well, I guess it depends on what you believe in, right? To a cooking show one day, healthy eating recipes. I probably could have done that yesterday, but I don't really want to switch routes too much on my channel, though. Dare to be different. The true stories is where I like to kind of keep it. If people are interested in sort of what I do on the back end of things, how I get ready, or like personalized stuff, then I don't mind sharing those kind of things. But flipping the whole, genre of what I do on my channel is really not what I'm into. Consistency is what I'm into. Bought him tickets to see the band live for his birthday. Yes, she did. Hoping to hear something from your mom, right? I have lost a very close person in my life. Just 10, 11 years ago or so. But I have to admit, you guys, just after he had passed away, I had a dream of him. And it was almost like a goodbye dream where we just held hands walking along a, beautiful greenery area, and, kind of just like telepathically talking. But not really using your mouth and words and stuff like that. Basically just saying, that I'm okay and stuff. And, that was my, comfort, or, you know, s'mores. I haven't had a s'more in years, years and years and years and years. That would be really yummy. I love s'mores. It's just one of those things that you just don't have very often. And I love camping, so that's just like, huh. I need to do both. You've never had a s'more? Oh my gosh. Oh, dairy milk chocolate, nice marshmallow, 2 graham crackers. They're messy. They're messy, but they're good. October 1st, after she took a really bad fall at my house in the middle of the night. She hit her head, had to get 32 stitches, but died the next day. Oh, Lori, that's so sad. I'm so sorry for your loss. I was going to address it, and I'm like, not this time, whatever. You've never had a graham cracker either? They're pretty good. I like them. Loved ones do come to us in our dreams. I strongly believe that as well. What a mix. Yeah, no kidding, eh, Marissa? Sounds like a wagon wheel a little bit, but it's wagon wheels are cold and the s'mores is hot. So, and you know, the layering is kind of opposite, like the chocolate's in the middle with the marshmallow and the grahams on top versus the chocolate on the outside and the marshmallow and graham in the middle. So, oh man, I wouldn't want to do s'mores in the microwave. Nah. Well, I'm glad that I've got you all intrigued for the stories that I would like to share with you all for tomorrow. So I hope you guys are enjoying the 7 days of live, and we're going to, you know, definitely enjoy those stories and more chat all together. So if you enjoyed spending time with me here, you can throw up a like sign. I appreciate the support. And if you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Just kidding. There is just a little red button right below there, though. So if you haven't subscribed, I'd click it. Come back, spend some time with us. But I hope you guys all have a great, wonderful rest of the evening. I'm going to feed my kitties and have some stir fry. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for the subscription, Sparkles. Love you guys. Hope everybody has a safe rest of their evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow for another live at 1 p.m. CST time. So love you all, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.